I'm stuck, been through the same old thing for years.
So, good news guys, this week, it has been a crazy week. First thing I want to do is apologise for the fact that there wasn't a video on Wednesday. I was really disheartened that I couldn't upload a video, but today, Thursday, I have a video. It's a Q&A, and I've got a bunch of questions from Drake, who asked, I think a lot of questions that many of you have asked before and I maybe haven't answered. So I'm going to try and answer a few of those questions and also talk about the recent update that just happened in Pokemon Go yesterday, I think, or the day before. Alright, so Niantic just updated Pokemon Go on Android version 0.63.1 and iOS 1.33.1, and so far the only thing that was mentioned in this update, it's on the screen right now, was they added Brazilian Portuguese language support, which, to be quite honest, I'm really surprised they didn't already have language support for Portuguese in the game. Niantic, what are you doing? And they added tapping on a medal will now show your progress towards the next medal tier. I'm pretty sure we had that already, that's nothing new. So yeah, so obviously with these updates we know that there's always more than meets the eye, there's always stuff underneath written in the code, and we already saw that because the Sylph Road, if you guys go and check out the Sylph Road, links in the description of what they dissected and discovered, and they found a lot more information about raids and other new features. The gym rework was also a possible thing that was seen in the code, that there are elements of what I guess lead to or breadcrumb to or suggest some kind of trail anyway that points us in the direction of a complete gym rework, which we're all excited about. Now before you say it, I don't know what that includes. I know that the gym rework is going to change gym dynamics completely. I know that I mentioned it in a previous video, links in the card above. I talked about the idea of Pokemon levels actually being the same as the levels in the main Pokemon game franchises. That's, you know, talking about Pokemon Sun and Moon. It would be awesome if the levels were appropriate and you actually could catch, say, a level 30 Pokemon or a level 50 Pokemon or a level 70 Pokemon and so on and so forth. And I don't think it would change that at different levels you reach as a trainer, you're able to catch certain levels of tier banded Pokemon. So when I say tier banded, I mean when you hit level 20, within that tier, you know, these are the levels of Pokemon you can catch. So level 20, you can catch everything from like level 15 to 39. Well, I'm just spitballing here. I'm not 100% sure how that would work, but that would be my idea as to how I think things would work in terms of Pokemon actually having real levels. I really want to make Q&A time a thing on this channel, a big thing, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys in future videos would go ahead and leave your comments in the comment section, and also like the video if you do enjoy it, or dislike, because recently there's been somebody who thought it would be cool to dislike all my recent videos. Thank you to that guy. The first question is on the screen right here, is from Drake, and let me just find the first question. He says, what Pokemon have you evolved and gotten a horrible moveset on? Snarl, Crunch, Arcanine over here. Basically that's what he got. He got Snarl and Crunch for Arcanine. The worst movesets I think was I had previously a Jolteon which had Thunder Shock and Growl, I think. Thunder Shock and Pound or something. A really bad moveset, terrible IVs, and I was quite disappointed. But I do have a better Jolteon now, which which is 15,000 something CP images here on the screen in case you wanted to see that. But next question, advice for people that don't have a car or bike or always playing on foot. I assume you mean by foot. I play by foot. So my suggestion for people that play Pokemon Go without vehicle transportation would be to find a decent quality public park. And this is going to be essential for people who want to do raids. I'm really excited about raids, and I really hope that Niantic implement a feature where people can suggest public areas that could have raids in them. I really hope that raids aren't going to be determined again by cell data. And for those of you who don't know, cell data is basically, the data that your cell phone sends out. So that's, similar to a broadband connection, incoming and outgoing connection. So when that information is going up and down, going out and going all over the place, it creates clusters of information, especially when you have densely populated areas with a lot of people. So, for example, Edinburgh City Centre is densely populated because everybody and anybody is using a cell phone, and there's Wi-Fi networks, there's all kinds of data networks. Those networks draw and spawn wild Pokemon wherever you are, which is why if you live in a rural area you don't really get amazing spawns, because there isn't that many people living where you live. So, but back to my point, I'm hoping that the raid mechanics will play into public parks. So if you're somebody that doesn't have transportation, go to use the Silk Road again, find a public park that is a nest, and plan a day trip. You'll know when I do videos, I tend to plan day trips, and I will go and hopefully find a successful park. I think it's been a work in progress, and I'm getting better at it. Like next week's videos are going to be 100% better because I have triple pre-planned good places where there is a good nest, good park, and something for you guys to look at. So hopefully that'll be something for you all to be excited about. So again, nests, and when you get to the nest, use a lure and also incense if you can afford those things. If you can't, then just find a good Pokestop that happens to be a nest as well. And walking eggs. If you don't have transportation, walking is good, so be sure to put on your 5Ks or your 2K or your 10K eggs if you're lucky. Next question from Jake. He says, what Pokemon do I really want but have yet to get or find? He says he still doesn't have Dratini or Flareon. Drake, I am mostly interested in getting Dragonite, Gyarados, Snorlax, because those are good for gyms and defending gyms and attacking gyms. I'm really interested in Larvitar, but most of all, legendary Pokemon. And I don't want to be cliche and be like, oh, so and so said that in their video, but I've always been really excited about legendaries, especially when I played the original games. And for those of you who saw my International Dex video, you will know that my favorite Pokemon is Zapdos. And the minute team changes come out, I will switch to Instinct because I like Zapdos. Even though my favorite color is blue, I should technically switch to Mystic, but I like Zapdos, so it makes sense to be with Instinct. So that's the question. Next question, in general, what are your favorite Pokemon so far? I personally like Pinsir and the Poliwag line. Oh, my favorite Pokemon are in this order: Riolu, Greninja, who else? Zapdos, obviously, Suicune, Ryoku and Entei, Celebi as well. Those are all legendary Pokemon. Who else? That's kind of it. There's a lot of Pokemon in the later generations that I wasn't really, either I just couldn't really get behind, or I didn't really get enough opportunity to play those versions of the game. But if you guys would like to see me play those versions of the game, let me know, because that will also be something that I'd like to do on the channel. So there's a lot of questions here, but I'm going to take one more question before this video ends up being crazy long. The last question is, what other events are you excited for? What kind of Pokemon are you lacking? A fire event, we've had water, we've had grass, we've had fire, so I'm anticipating that for the summer we're going to get like a pre legendary event, and they'll hit us with like a fire type event, which would be insane. And I hope that that will coincide with a nest migration, because I really need to get Charmeleon and I really need to get Charmander, and I would just like to see I'd really like to see Charizards spawning everywhere, especially in areas with less spawns. I would also like to see a rural player kind of event, something that would lead to essentially increased spawns in rural areas, especially the area that I live in. I would like to see Niantic do something really big with that and partner with like OpenStreetMap. That would be cool to see, just like they did with Knights Foundation in North Carolina, I believe it was. Carolina? Was it Charlotte? I can't remember. But yeah, so thanks again, Drake, for those questions. Thanks again, guys, for watching this week. I hope this video was worth watching and it encouraged you at least a little bit, made you smile, because I know I can be a little bit of a strange person, but strange is good. So that's going to be it for this one. Have a good day, whatever time of day it is for you, and I'll see you guys in next week's video. God bless. Peace.